creepy people, and welcome back to my channel. So, unfortunately, Halloween is over. It has gone another year. It was very successful. I had a really great time this Halloween season. I cannot wait for next year already, but even though the Halloween season is over, we still have some creepiness coming your way on my channel all year round, and that is because we are going to be doing another horror pack unboxing, and this is for the October 2020. I am a little behind on unboxing these, unfortunately, so just kind of bear with me, but we are going to be unboxing this one today. But before we do that, we have quite a bit of movies to review from the last couple of months, and I actually did things a little bit differently this time because I actually took notes with all of the movies that I watched, what I thought of the movies, things that I noticed, things that I liked, things that I didn't like. So we are going to be trying it this way. Hopefully these reviews will be a little bit more consistent, a little bit more precise, a little bit more accurate. I actually like doing it this way, so I will probably continue to do it this way, just to kind of give you guys a little bit more of a backstory on all of these movies. So the very first movie that I want to review is this one, which is Rites of Passage. And basically this movie is all about college kids who are learning about different Indian burial grounds and learning about different Indian lands and curses and spiritual things. So they basically all gather together and they all try this, like, you know, ceremony, I guess you could say. And honestly, this movie was definitely not what I was expecting. It was definitely more of a weird movie. And, you know, when I first saw this movie and I read what it was about, you know, I had a lot of hopes for it. I thought it was going to be very interesting, but the whole kind of like story and plot line of this movie was kind of confusing. Basically, it is about this guy named Benny who is Wes Bentley. Love Wes Bentley. I think he's a fabulous actor. Basically, he drinks this tea and it kind of makes him trip out, and he, you know, abducts people, and it basically is all around this like Indian curse or whatever. Plotline is very confusing in the beginning. You don't really know what the hell is going on. There's a lot happening at once. Usually when I watch these kind of movies where it has like a college kid feel to it, usually I always hate the jock character that is in these movies. Usually they're not my favorite, but surprisingly the jock character in this movie, out of all the college kids, he was actually my favorite character. Like he was very sensible, he made a lot of sense, he was actually a good guy. And it's so freaking weird because basically it's about Wes Bentley, and his brother is one of the college kids, and he brings them to, you know, their property where this like Indian ceremony is going to take place. But there's also this weird guy right here. I think this is like Christian Slater, I'm pretty sure. His character is so fucking weird and confusing. Like, he's basically like a meth head who is out to kill people. Like, I don't know. The story was just very confusing. There was a lot happening at once, and I honestly wasn't a big fan of this movie. It wasn't really scary to me. Kind of hard to explain this movie to you guys because it was just so beyond weird. I did give it 3 out of 5 stars. So the next movie is actually a horror pack limited edition, and I actually gave this one 4 out of 5 stars, and I really liked it. And that was with Cassandra Scribo and Tony Todd, and that is the Agoraphobia movie, which I really resonated with because I myself am a little agoraphobic. I don't feel comfortable leaving my house. Basically, I go to work, come home, and I don't leave the house for, like, you know, ever. So I do have my own little bit of like agoraphobic tendencies at times. Had a really strong start. The backstory on her condition, about why she's agoraphobic, they didn't really go too much into that in the beginning, so I was kind of confused as to why she was agoraphobic and, you know, what caused this, what brought this on. Had a very exciting plot. It kept me on the edge of my couch. It was so incredibly entertaining. The one thing that I will say is the acting was a little bit too theatrical for me. It was a lot of other than that, it was a really good movie. The ending and the whole story as to what happens here, I was not expecting it, and then when it all went down, I was like, oh oh shit, oh shit. The next horror pack limited edition, which you guys were also very curious about, as was I, that was the Sean Burkett film, and that was Betsy. I did give this one 2.5 out of 5 stars, and I will explain why. So when I first got this movie and I saw it, I was like, what the heck, like, what is this movie about? And it actually turns out that this is a werewolf movie, and actually now that I'm thinking more back to watching the movie, I would probably give it maybe 3.5 out of 5 stars, not necessarily 2.5. In the beginning, I was very, very worried for this movie because the camera work was so incredibly shaky. Like, I want to say maybe the first 10 minutes of this movie, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna get a fucking headache, because the camera work was just so incredibly shaky, and it was just very uncomfortable to watch in the beginning, but it eventually sorts itself out. I think my favorite part out of this whole movie is there was a scene in here where one of the guys, like the wilderness cop guy, he goes into a grocery store and he takes this phone call and he's talking on the phone in this grocery store aisle, and I'm watching it and I'm like, is that what I think it is? He was in the rice aisle, and if you guys don't know this about me, I am a huge quinoa fan. I absolutely love eating quinoa. I literally eat it about 5 times a week. It is one of my favorite things on planet Earth, along with taquitos. And he was literally standing in the rice aisle, and right next to him was literally an entire aisle full of quinoa, and I was like, oh my gosh, this movie is such an epic win just for that reason. As far as the actual movie, I do think that the storyline was really good. Like, it made sense from beginning to end. There wasn't any like what moments. It really made sense. It was a very straightforward plot, but it was very good. I thought it was very well written. The whole transformation into the werewolf was also really cool. I don't think they exactly looked like wolves or werewolves to me. Another thing that I did notice is that there were a couple mistakes in this movie, and typically with, you know, higher budget movies, mistakes do still get made. For example, when they were filming Game of Thrones and someone accidentally left their Starbucks cup in one of the scenes, you know, just movie mistakes like that. And I'm a very observant person, so I do like to look for, and I do notice those kind of movie mistakes. It's like one of my favorite things about watching movies is I like to catch those little scenes, and there were quite a few little movie mistakes in here. Like, there was times where Betsy had a bra on, and then like 2 seconds later she didn't have a bra on. Like, what I mean by that is, like, you could see it under her shirt. Like, she went on a date and she didn't have a bra on, and then 2 seconds later she did have a bra on. And there was also one really big movie mistake that I'm actually going to include a clip in, but it is where one of the guys saw something run across the street in the middle of the night, so he stopped and pulled over and got out of his car, and there was someone laying back in the passenger seat the entire time, when in the previous scene he was completely alone in the car. And I will include that clip right here. I want to see if you guys can see it. You guys see that? You know, I was just kind of like, what? Like, what an awful mistake to make. Why would you have someone, like, laying in the passenger seat like we wouldn't see them? It was just very strange, but like I said, the storyline kept up really well. The ending was okay, and it kind of has, like, a little bit of, like, a sad but cute love story. Like, I don't know. I thought it was really cute. It was definitely an interesting movie. The next movie is one that I gave 4 out of 5 stars, and that was Patient Zero, which is basically another virus movie where there's like this uncontrollable spread happening and people are turning. And one thing I did notice about this movie is right away they try to get you to develop a relationship with the characters. Like, they show a lot of the different characters and their personality just to kind of get you to bond with them a little bit before a lot of the drama hits, which I did really like that. And Stanley Tucci is also in this movie, which he's in Burlesque, Devil Wears Prada. You know, he's in a lot of those types of movies, and he was absolutely fabulous in this. He really made the movie for me, honestly. And they're not really zombies, it's more or less like a rabies outbreak, and basically the whole point of this movie is they're trying to get a hold on this virus, and they're trying to find patient zero to come up with a cure. So they're gonna kind of create like a vaccine or something to kind of cure the rabies outbreak so these mass killings stop happening. There was a lot of excitement, there was a lot of drama. Stanley Tucci's character, his name was Michael in the movie, and you could kind of tell he was almost like the alpha or the leader of all of the other people who were infected with this rabies virus. One thing I did find interesting, and I don't really know if it was explained, but everyone who was infected with the kind of rabies outbreak, they were all just kind of like rabid animals, whereas Michael, Stanley Tucci's character, he was still kind of there. Like, you could have a conversation with him. And the other character in here, his name is Morgan, he was actually bitten, but he was never changed. So he's almost kind of like immune to the virus, and he was kind of helping out with trying to find a cure, trying to talk to these people, trying to figure out, you know, why are you doing this? What do you want? And one of the lab techs or the scientists, her and Morgan kind of developed this like love, you know, romantic relationship, and he ends up getting her pregnant, which they don't really go too far into that, but he does end up getting her pregnant. And what I'm wondering is the child that she's pregnant with, is that going to be patient zero? Now, like I said, I don't know. They kind of leave that up for speculation. The ending for me felt very unfinished. The ending for me was very unsatisfying. I did not like the ending of this movie at all. What's going to happen in the future? But I think what I'm wondering is the whole point of them talking about her getting pregnant with Morgan's child. I'm wondering if that child is going to be patient zero, and if that child is going to be the answer and the cure for this whole like rabies outbreak. So that's just kind of the questions that I was left with when this movie was done. And then the very last movie that I watched that I actually wanted to review for you guys is the infamous Mega Shark versus Mecha Shark. And you guys know I was very, you know, unsure of this movie, because typically movies like this I don't like. I like shark movies, but these kind of like cheesy, like Sharknado, you know, types of movies like this, I'm just not really into. Speaking of which, I did see a preview where they're coming out with Santa Shark, where it's like this megalodon that goes around killing people with a Santa hat on the dorsal fin. It's just like, you know what I mean? It's just that like weird, cheesy bullshit. But here is the surprising thing for all of you, because I actually gave this movie 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed this movie. So basically the whole plot of this movie is there is a megalodon shark that accidentally gets released into the ocean, and you know, the megalodon starts going around creating havoc, killing people, taking down ships, and the megalodon is also very frustrated because he's trying to find a mate to breed with. And the mecha shark was actually created by a couple of scientists. I did actually watch this movie twice. That's how much I liked it, surprisingly, and I honestly did not think I was going to like this movie at all. So yeah, I did watch it twice. The girl that plays Rosie in the movie, Elizabeth Ram, I think that's how you say her name, she is one of the most beautiful women I have ever seen in my life. She just has this like just natural, gorgeous, exotic beauty to her, and I don't know, she was just absolutely gorgeous. She was probably my favorite part of the movie. Really questioning my sexuality after watching her, like, she's a beautiful woman. And again, the ending was very unexpected. Who won? You guys will have to watch and find out, but the one thing I will say, it wasn't the mecha shark that won. Okay guys, so that was all of the movie reviews from the last couple of horror packs. If you guys watched my last horror pack unboxing, I did talk a little bit about Lords of Chaos, which is one of the other movies. That was actually the movie that I watched first, and I did talk about how much I loved that movie. It really great, honestly, has become one of my new favorite movies, so I did already talk about that one. So now, with those out of the way, we can get to unboxing the October 2020 horror pack, which I'm so excited about. I have had this for weeks now and I have not unboxed it, and it's just been killing me not to open this up to see what movies we get. Okay, so I did zoom you guys in a little bit more because I feel like you were just too far away from me, and I want to be closer to you, so I did zoom you guys in a little bit more. But without further ado, let's open up and see the 4 new Blu-rays that we got in the October 2020 horror pack. I'm so excited. Alrighty guys, so as you can see, we have 4 new Blu-rays in here. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I don't even know which one I want to pick out first. I think the last couple of times we've been picking from the middle first, and we've been having some pretty good luck with that. So I'm going to do the exact same thing here. So I'm going to take the one in the middle. So the very first movie that we got in the October 2020 horror pack is... Yes! See, we always have good luck when we pick from the middle. This is from the producer James Wan, the director of The Conjuring, and that is the movie Lights Out. I have seen this movie a couple times, and this movie is so fucking creepy to me. It is so good, and I'm so excited that I now own it. So if you guys have never seen this movie, if you've never heard of it, I will read what it says on the back so you guys can get kind of an idea of what we're diving into here. So on the back it says, growing up, Rebecca never knew what lay behind the terror lurking in the dark. When she left home, she thought she'd also left her fears behind. Now her little brother, Martin, is experiencing the same unexplained and terrifying events that once tested her sanity. A supernatural entity with a connection to their mother's past is haunting them. And as Rebecca gets closer to discovering the truth, her life and the lives of those around her are in danger. Once the lights go out. I love horror movies. I've always been a horror movie fan. Like, if I could have a choice to watch something every day, it would be a horror movie. But don't get it twisted, because I am literally one of those people that is scared of the dark. Not even gonna lie about it. I do like to sleep with either the TV on or a light on, because, you know, once the lights go out, you never know what the hell's lurking in the dark. You know what I'm saying? The next one that I'm going to pick is the one on the very bottom. And the second movie that we got for October 2020 is... Yes! Oh my god, you guys, they are killing it this month. Carrie, and this is not the remake of Carrie, this is actually the original, and I think I do own this one on DVD, but now I have the Blu-ray, and this is with Sissy Spacek and John Travolta. This movie is an epic classic. I'm sure 98% of you guys who are watching this have already seen this movie, but this was made back in 1976. But just in case any of you have not seen this, I will read what it says on the back. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. So on the back it says, all hell breaks loose when a tortured, misfit teenager unleashes her secret telekinetic powers against her psychotic mother and sadistic classmates. Based on the best-selling Stephen King novel, this ultimate revenge fantasy is one of the all-time great horror classics. Okay guys, we are halfway done. We have 2 movies left, and so far we're off to a really good start. So I'm going to take the one off the very top this time, and this one I have a feeling is going to be the Horror Pack Limited Edition. Is it? I don't know. So the third movie that we got is one that I have never heard of before, and this one is called Dead Dicks. Huh? It looks like it won a few awards, the Grimmfest 2019, the Not Film Fest 2019, the Fantasia Audience Award in 2019, so I mean, it definitely has won quite a few Film Fest awards. So on the back it says, Richie is a suicidal young man who, every time he kills himself, finds himself very much alive, but with a dead body of him in his apartment. Interesting. His sister comes to the rescue, but as the bodies pile up, the pair think that a vagina, like opening Richie's bedroom, might hold the answer. Okay, so there's gonna be a lot of, you know, dicks and vaginas in this movie, I guess. Don't have a lot of hope for this. I have a feeling that if it's not done right, it's going to be very, very cheesy. Okay guys, so that leaves 1 movie left for the October 2020 Horror Pack, and this one I'm sure is going to be the Horror Pack Limited Edition, and sure enough it is, and this one is called The Barn. One thing I will say about these Horror Pack Limited Editions is they always have the coolest cover art. And this one seems very Halloween themed, which I like. Like, we have a jack-o'-lantern over here. It looks like we have a couple scarecrows. So let's go ahead and read what it says on the back. So on the back it says, it's Halloween 1989 and best friends Sam and Josh are trying to enjoy their last Devil's Night before graduating high school. Trouble soon arises when the two pals and a group of friends take a detour on their way to a rock concert, finding an old abandoned barn and awakening the evil inside. The boogeyman, Hollow Jack, and the candy corn scarecrow. Now it's up to Sam and Josh to find a way to protect their friends and defeat the creatures that lurk within the barn. Oh my gosh, this one sounds so freaking good. This is like a Halloween wet dream to me. Okay guys, so that was all of the movies that we got for the October 2020 Horror Pack unboxing. I am really excited. Lights Out and Carrie, like already really good movies. I'm really curious about the Horror Pack limited edition and the Dead Dicks. I don't know guys, this one just sounds weird. Hopefully it's going to be better than I think it is. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this movie. If you did and you are a horror movie fan like myself, make sure you go down and give this video a huge thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate it and it really does help my channel out a lot. Also, if you are new to my channel and this is the first video of mine that you are seeing, make sure you go down and hit that red subscribe button. I would absolutely love to have you guys join the family. I do these unboxings every single month, so if that is something that interests you, or if you're interested in any of my other content, make sure you please go down and subscribe. But as for the rest of you, I love you guys so much. But until then, I will see you very soon in my next video. I love you guys and stay creepy. Bye!